Hey everyone, it's Deanna. I am here with another process video for you from the All About a Boy series that I have on my channel. And this is layout number 9, so just 2 more left in this series. And this one is a little bit of a unique color scheme, which I totally love. So I'm using a couple of papers from my stash. Actually, it's all, a mixture of products from my stash, but I think maybe there's only one paper that is like an older paper from Scraptastic. And then the other papers, the purple and kind of that stone colored paper and the green, is from a paper pad that I got from Michael's on one of their hot buys. That paper right there with the stars, that is from Scraptastic. And this is the one that was really the inspiration for the color scheme. And the other papers that came from that memorandum paper pad from Michael's, they match perfectly. There's a little bit of purple on those stars and a little bit of green, and there's some yellow. So it just kind of all mixes really well together. And I do apologize for my voice if it gets scratchy or I start to lose it. I am getting over a really nasty cold. And yeah, so at least I have a voice right now, though. It was gone for a while there. But anyway, so this is my son when he was first born, just shortly after he was born. You'll see in the close-ups, he still kind of has that baby skin where you can tell that he was probably only a couple days old. So far I have, created a photo mat, and I did have it come down a little bit further beyond the photo. It's not quite like a Polaroid, but just to have some space below. I wasn't sure if I was going to use that for journaling. I didn't really know if I had any journaling to do on this, but I was either going to use it for journaling or for a title. So I just gave myself that little bit of space below because that paper with the stars, which I loved and I didn't really want to cut down any further, it was, it's too busy really for any sort of journaling. And then I was going to try and use these, I think this is Amy Tan. They're older letter sticker or phrase stickers, and they're like those foam. And I love this meet cute, but I don't know, for some reason I just didn't think the font went with this layout. Like I don't know if it's the colors. I mean, the stars are obviously like more hand drawn or sketched out, but I don't know. The rest of the layout to me looks a little bit more formal. I don't know. So I just wanted to use a different type of font. And so I'm pulling these out, and these are some puffy stickers. I think they're from, I want to say a Pebbles Jen Hadfield maybe. I don't know. I did not do a good job with writing down what the products were for this layout. I don't know why, but so I'm not going to have a real good idea of what the products are, but they're older. And if you have any questions on what they are, just let me know. Oh, look, it does say Jen Hadfield Pebbles. And I do a lot of moving around of embellishments on this layout. So like right now I have those hearts up there. They don't stay there. And there's some other things I noticed as I was editing the video where I was like, oh, did that stay there? No, it didn't. It was moved. And I just seem to be, as I'm looking through different embellishments, I'm finding things that just match the colors really well. Like I went through that little pack there of embellishments, and there's all these like light green tabs and little labels, and it just all matched the colors really well. And so I got lucky with that. And I'm going to read what some of them say. Those actually do stay. So the one tab says important, and then there's another one next to that that says, I have the layout in front of me, I'll treasure this forever and ever. And then above that I put a label that says love you eventually. And then the one on top says remember this forever, and I just kind of layered up a couple of those labels. And I like that I have these different layers of paper to kind of tuck things into. I like when that works out, especially if you're going to use a bunch of tabs or different labels. You can kind of tuck them into the different layers. And I do add some more there eventually. There's another one of the embellishments that I know moves. It ends up moving down to the bottom left of the layout. I'm playing around with this diamond shape here, and that one says this moment. And that's going to go over there. Let's see what else I find. There's that love you that I mentioned earlier that ends up going on top of that other green label. I think I was trying to build some labels or layers on the other side, but then I felt like, I don't know, it was too even or it was too much maybe. So I just decided to put it over on the right side with the rest of those labels. And I don't think I liked the idea of having like a almost sketched circle. So that heart, even though the color obviously matched really well because it matches that love you, I decided not to put that on there. So I'm just continuing to go through some things to try and see if there's anything else that will work with the layout. Decide not to use any of those stickers. I do find one from here that I like. I guess I find two. I put one on top of the labels at the top of the layout. Ugh, I can't talk right now. Of those labels at the top. I put one up there and then one at the bottom. The one at the bottom says, "There's nothing like a dream to create the future." And then the one that I put on top says, "Collect beautiful moments." Now, what I notice and what I was kind of trying to avoid earlier was it just seems like now I've got these like rectangles on almost all four sides. I've got them on the three sides now. And so I really felt like I needed to do something a little different on the left side. I just didn't want to have a whole bunch of rectangles, surrounding the bigger rectangle. And so, excuse me, I decided to pull out that tag, which is actually a layered tag that I got from one of the scrapbook, it's not a scrapbook store. That's all I care about that's in the store. It's a craft store that we have here in Minnesota. And I got those, like several bags of those little tags. They're layered tags and they have like gold glitter on them and different designs. And I'm going to actually use that label there, or sorry, the tag there to create a second title, which is what I end up using for the title of this layout, just because it was a little bit more unique than Adore You. And so I just used a bunch of little letter stickers that say "So Little and Brand New." And then I'm digging through some of my embellishments. These are Studio Calico had a whole bunch of hearts, and I think you can still get some of them, but they're like chipboard hearts and stars and things like that. And so I grabbed one of the green ones, and I only use one of them. And I think I used the bigger one there. And then I think that is pretty much the end of the layout. I think I play around a little bit more. Oh, I do add some enamel dots. I grabbed some purple enamel dots and add those to a couple different spots on the layout. So I'm still playing with that heart, but that's where it ends up going. So yeah, this was a fun layout to make just because the color scheme was a little bit different. I mean, we all know that purple is one of the harder colors one of the harder colors to find scrapbook products in. And so it was just kind of neat to have this paper that worked out well with these other papers. So I think green and purple go pretty well together. So that is the end of the layout. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the layout, and I will catch you next time.